Welcome. I am Olivier Wagner. I've been operating 1040 abroad since 2012. Today, I will build up on the presentation I made yesterday about renouncing US citizenship in Canada, which obviously is a great choice for US citizens who live in Canada. Today, I'll get to a more exotic location. By way of background, the US consulate in your country of residence has the obligation to accommodate you and ultimately give you an appointment to announce. Any other US consulate across the world can, at their own discretion, accommodate you and let you book an appointment there. So, Baku in Azerbaijan has a US consulate and don't that many US citizens who live in Azerbaijan. As such, they don't have the same workload as US consulates in Canada. And that means that you would be able to book an appointment much faster, which is at the core of this presentation today. Right, so by way of background, renouncing US citizenship is done voluntarily. If you perform an expatriating act, such as acquiring a foreign citizenship, you can request that relinquishment to be recognized by the US consulate, and you will get a certificate of loss of nationality, which would be backdated to the date of that expatriating act. Of course, you need to show that your intent was to give up your US citizenship. You stop behaving like a US citizen after that point. Alternatively, you can renounce, whereby you would give up your US citizenship um, on the day of that appointment. Renunciations for an adult without mental issues have almost a 100% success rate. The downside is that the certificate of loss of nationality would be dated as of the day of that appointment. It will not be backdated as it would for a relinquishment. Right, so the renunciation process has traditionally been a two-step process. A first appointment whereby they inform you of the consequences of renouncing, and a second appointment where the actual renunciation takes place. So the US consulate in Baku, Azerbaijan still operates on the basis of two appointments. I like the way they did it, actually, especially given the location. The first appointment is done remotely via phone call, so that if you don't really understand what you're doing, you can clarify things over the phone without traveling to the other side of the world. The second appointment takes place in person in Baku, Azerbaijan. Pro and cons. The pros are you can get an appointment very quickly. I had clients who have been able to get an appointment from the first time they emailed the consulate to the time they actually gave up US citizenship in less than 3 weeks. That compares to a wait time of 6 months in Canada. So we're in October right now, for instance. If you wanted to renounce in 2022, that would not be possible in Canada. Whereas you can start the process today and renounce still in 2022. In Azerbaijan, 2022 will be your final tax return. Only one in-person interview, while they still operate on a two-interview basis. The first one is done remotely. You only need to travel once to Azerbaijan. The disadvantage, obviously, is that you need to travel to the other side of the world. By way of background, Azerbaijan is in the Caucasus region between Turkey, Russia, and Iran. It's fairly neutral. They're not impacted by the Ukraine war, but while it is safe to travel there, it's still a very long flight. Right. The US consulate in Azerbaijan does not have a specific page on their website or a specific email to schedule that appointment. You would call or email them via the general email, and phone numbers that is displayed on the screen right now. Right. Again, the benefit is when time is of the essence. I had clients who wanted to sell real estate in a country that does not tax capital gains on real estate. For instance, in Canada, capital gains on the sale of principal residence is not taxed. In the US, you can only exclude $250,000. So if you held an apartment in Toronto for a few decades, you would have a lot more than $250,000 of capital gains. So these people want to renounce before they sell that real estate so that they would not be taxed in the US because they would no longer be a US citizen. And in order not to delay that real estate transactions, they would be willing to travel to Azerbaijan, for instance, right? And the 6 months wait time is not specific to Canada. The same scenario played out in Western Europe, in Australia, in New Zealand. So most consulates in these countries where there's a sizable American diaspora do have a wait time of 6 months. In some cases, such as the UK or Israel, it's even in excess of that. Right, when else in 3 weeks, go to Azerbaijan. Right. Again, covered expatriates are subject to the exit tax. You need to file Form 8854 the year after you renounce. You would be a covered expatriate if you meet one of the three tests. The income tax test of $178,000 over 5 years, average taxability of $178,000 over the past 5 years. A net worth test if your net wealth is more than $2 million, or the most way to become a covered expatriate, which is to fail to file your 5 years of tax return. Make sure to file your 5 years of tax returns. I can prepare those in 2 weeks, which even in the Azerbaijan context would allow us to get you into compliance before you attend the appointment. There is a dual citizenship exception whereby you wouldn't need to worry about the first two tests. You still need to file 5 years of tax return. The dual citizenship exception applies to people who were born with US citizenship and the citizenship of another country. They continue to be a tax resident of that other country, and they spent less than 10 out of the past 15 years living in the US. Right, that's it for today. I'm Olivier Wagner. Feel free to email me at the email on your screen. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Thank you. Have a good one.